Very good afternoon to one and all. Whether my voice is audible to everyone and can you see my presentation? Okay, okay, okay. Thank you. So in the last lecture, we have discussed about the Kaizen, and we come to know that the Kaizen methodology or the Kaizen techniques or this particular Kaizen tool is used to improve the work location, and it will help to reduce the fatigue of worker, and it will help to increase the productivity of industry. Okay, and it is not a short term goal. It should be implemented for a long time period to get the fruits from that particular task. Okay, and one of the Kaizen, okay, if you consider that if anyone have done improvement in the process or in the system, then that system is not remain will not remain the same for the long time period, or it may be changed in a future according to the scenario of the worker or the suggestions given by the worker. Okay, so various examples also we have considered for the same, and it can be applicable in a vast sector. We can say that it will be applicable in manufacturing or core mechanical sector. It will be applicable in production department. It will be applicable purchase department. It can be applicable in a design department also. Then rather than this mechanical core sector, we can say that it will be applicable in day-to-day lives also. It will be applicable in finance sector. It will be applicable in IT sector. So it will found large number of applications, and if you search about this Kaizen, will come to know how it is important and what is meant by Kaizen and how it is applicable in different kinds of a sector. Okay, so the next management tool, we can say that, or the colleague tool, we can say that we are going to discuss about the zero defect. Okay, zero defect. The terminology is the same as the name suggests, that zero defect. Okay, so management striving to achieve this terminology in the industries. Okay, uh, when they are applying this terminology or this tool in the industries, they are thinking about one day we will achieve this terminology or this term in our industry. Okay, so this is the philosophy of a management to move towards the zero defect. Okay, to move towards the zero defect. Okay, so it is a different thought process. Okay, it is a different thought process. Means what? The workers are involved, okay, in this particular terminology, or we can say that the management tool, because it's an attitude of an employee to strive for a zero defect. Okay, to strive for a zero defect. Okay, so for that purpose, the motivation should be provided to achieve this particular terminology. Okay, so zero defect is a management tool aims at the reduction of a defect through prevention. Okay, through prevention, it is directed and motivating people to prevent mistakes by developing a constant conscious desire to do their job right, do their job right at the first time. Okay, so we can say that if the 100 jobs have to perform by the workers, and if um, uh, the target for that worker is to complete all the jobs. Okay, then if some workers are working on that job first time, okay, so that worker need to understand the methodology to perform the task. Okay, and what are the flaws? Okay, what are the different flaws that should be understood by the worker, and he should perform in such a manner that there should not be any defect uh, after completion of that particular 100 jobs in that particular jobs. Okay, so it is one kind of motivation that should be created by the management into the workers. Okay, and that should be percolated in a different departments. Okay, so the worker should be conscious about the terminology, that we should not perform any mistake, or we should not do any mistake, and the mistake will lead to defect, the mistake will lead to defect. So for that purpose, the motivation should be given by the management. Okay, so zero defect management is a revolutionary idea which managed to completely redesign the production philosophies of a era. Okay, so we know that the defects are the losses for the companies. Okay, the product defect or the manufacturing defect, we can say that in a simple terminology, manufacturing defects. So these defects are the losses for the industries. Okay, that will lose the production time, that will lose the material, that will lose the money also. So all these things included in that particular defect losses, and that will reduce the profit of the industry. So the management is always striving to reduce the defects in the products. Okay, management always striving to reduce the defects in the products. So for that purpose, this terminology, that is zero defect management, is one kind of a revolutionary idea, and which will redesign the production philosophies of this particular era. Okay, then what is a zero defect? What is mean by a zero defect? The approach of a zero defect is such that workers willing to join in a quality control. Okay, so we know that there is one different department in a manufacturing industries, that is quality department, but it's a worker responsibility to perform the task in a such a manner that the quality, whatever the desired quality, should be achieved. Okay, so quality department will only ensure that whether the quality is achieved or not, or it can say that it will perform how to control the quality. Okay, the task of a quality control or quality assurance, that will be performed by the quality. But to produce that particular component with a desired quality is the responsibility of a worker. Okay, and this responsibility should be taken by the worker only. Okay, to produce that particular component with the desired quality. So the approach of a zero defect is such that workers are willing to join in a quality control. Okay, so and for that purpose, the motivation is required, and that motivation will be given by the management. Okay, so therefore they are made to think and believe that the responsibility of controlling the quality is of a workers. The approach of this system is to motivate for gaining of a zero defect terminology. So simple approach, that is the company should move, or the one day there will come for the companies, and after that days there will not be any defect in the companies, and all the products with a high quality or desired quality will be produced. So that is the achievement for the industry, and side by side it will provide the good revenue for the industries, that will provide the good revenue for the industry. Also the customers will satisfy. If any defective product will reach to the customer end, that will be hamper on the image of an industry, and the customer will be unsatisfied with that particular product. Okay, so because of that, the zero defect terminology is the important terminology. One can say that the company want to achieve, and want to work on this particular terminology. Okay, then steps of this system are, what are the various steps need to carry out while implementing this zero defect terminology. So first one is nothing but workers finds the defect during the production and work for avoiding or removing the defect. Okay, first of all, what it's a worker responsibility to produce the component with the high quality. So first step is nothing but, in a first step, workers needs to find out the defects. Okay, and find out the suggestion to avoid the defect or remove the defect, or find out the solution, suggestion or solution. Both the things can also happen. If it will not be manageable by workers, then it will be provided, a suggestion will be provided to the higher authorities, or if it will manageable, then the solutions to remove that particular defects. Okay, that will be the first step. Then worker accept the challenge of his work. Okay, so this is one kind of a challenge for the worker to achieve that particular term, that is zero defect, and it should be accepted by the workers only. So workers inspect the product with perseverance and care. Okay, so all the required uh, checkups or the required observation that will be performed by the worker only, that is nothing but the inspection. Inspection will be done by the worker, and the worker will take the utmost care to produce that component with a high quality. Then workers are getting better motivation. Okay, so once the as we are applying this terminology, or we can say that the quality tool, the workers will get motivated as the reduction in defects will goes on increasing day by day. So that will be the one kind of a motivation, and that will impact on their salary also. That is positive impact on the salary. So workers are getting better motivation through that particular process of a zero defect, through that particular process of a zero defect. Okay, getting. Now what are the outcomes, or when we are applying the zero defect terminology for the uh, uh, for the industries and or any work location? So what will be the outcome? So the reduction of defects through prevention with a conscious desire to do the job right the first time. Okay, so what are the different outcomes? Team moral will get improved. Okay, because we are working in a team in the industries, the teams are there which are working on projects or for the production purpose. So the team moral will get improved, the positive vibes will be spread out in the industries. Then a reputation with the customer will get increased. Okay, so we know that if the defective component or the defective product will reach to customer end, then the customer will, one can say that, unhappy with the industry or the supplier. So if you are providing the zero defect component, then the reputation with the customers will get increased, and the popularity of that product will be spread in the market. So through that reputation, through that marketing uh, via customers, which will provide you higher return, or we can say that the more customers for the same product. Okay, so eliminates the hidden cost. Hidden cost, I have just discussed that. Hidden cost, that is nothing but if any products get found defective, then the all different costs will be added related to that. That will be the loss for the industry. That is nothing but machining cost, we have discussed that. Material cost. Okay, then worker time and related cost, work to perform that task, worker time we have consumed, that is nothing but a production cost. So all such a cost, then the equipment handling cost, so all such a cost are the hidden cost for the losses. Okay, hidden cost for the losses, and that will be eliminated if you reduce the defect, if you reduce the defect, or you achieve the zero defect terminology. Okay, so that ultimately the waste reduction will happen, the higher customer satisfaction, improved customer loyalty leads to better sales and higher profit. Okay, so bottom line of everything is nothing but higher profit. Okay, so bottom line of everything is nothing but the profit. So everyone is striving in the industry to increase the profit of the industry. Okay, so ultimately we will achieve the higher profits. Okay, so that are the benefits of zero defect terminology. Okay, so what are the limitations? Okay, so limitation, what are the different limitation? The first one is zero defect, that is ZD is alleged to be a none. Okay, alleged म्हणजे आरोप केला जातो की हे असं काही नसतं. ओके, हे कधीच अचीव्ह होत नसतं. ओके, so achievable goal by many experts. Okay, so some experts are saying that these are the achievable of a zero defect, but some experts are saying that realistically having 0% defect is for zero defect. but some experts are saying that realistically having 0% defect is somewhat ridiculous as accordance to some experts. Okay, so काही एक्सपर्ट म्हणतात काय ह्याच्याबद्दल की it is a ridiculous thing that none of the company can achieve this terminology. Okay, but the companies are always striving to implement this terminology and achieve this terminology. Okay, so if ZD is implemented without sufficient preparation and plans, it can even cause a defect because of the extra stages of increasingly rigorous and expensive inspection and handling of the products. Okay, so the second thing is nothing but what for while striving for the zero defects, we have to perform various inspections on the same product, and the cost of that inspection or the handling of equipment from one location to another location. Okay, let us say that we have to handle from production department to the quality department for the inspection purpose, or in this particular terminology, you have to check all the products rigorously with all inspection strategies. Okay, so no product we can say that without inspection we have to transfer to the customer. Okay, so all the products, some companies are following the sampling techniques. Okay, some companies are following the sampling techniques. You know, better know the sampling techniques, that out of 100 10 products are selected or 15 products are selected according to the sampling models, or whatever the sampling model they are implementing the industries. According to that, they are performing the sampling task only. Quality department perform the sampling task. In that sampling task, they just pick up 10 to 15 products from 100 products and check the qualities and find out the percentage of defective component, and on that basis they provide the assurance for the customer. Okay, so that is nothing but a sampling technique. But in a zero defect techniques, you need to rigorously check all the products with all the inspection strategies. Okay, with all the inspection techniques. Okay, and then you can ensure that there will not be any defect, but that will increase the cost of the product. Okay, that will increase the hidden cost, that is inspection cost or the handling cost. Okay, so if ZD is implemented without sufficient preparation and plans, it can even cause a defect because of the extra stages of increasingly rigorous and expensive inspection and handling of the products. Okay, then the future research scope related to this particular terminology. The scope of future research is very much here in this topic, as the ZD concept didn't meet with its destiny. Okay, so we know that it is just like a मृगजळ म्हणू शकतो आपण. ओके, वाळवंटातलं मृगजळ आहे झिरो डिफेक्ट म्हणजे. ओके, and every company striving to achieve that particular desire or that particular goal, but it is not possible until now to various companies. Okay, one day you can achieve. Okay, that will be your we can say that that will be surprising for the industries. One day you will achieve that zero defect terminology, but on the another day there will be some defects in the products, and it will be saying that we are trying to catch up it, but it is not that much handy for the industries. Okay, so this paper suggested a possible model, but it was based only a theoretical framework. Okay, so it is just a theoretical framework or the theoretical terminology. There are so many types of defects in the industry, but by applying this terminology, we can reduce the defects in the industries, or we can find out the solution through workers for the same problems, or we can involve the workers to strive for zero defect terminology. Okay, the exact visibility of the model can be evaluated with real life implementation experience. Okay, so instead of a theoretical, it should be a realistic. Okay, and that should be the outcome should judge on the implementation of that particular model. Okay, so that is about the zero defect. Okay, that is about the zero defect. If you have any question, any doubt, please ask here only. Okay. Is there any question, any doubt? If not, please write down zero defect, zero defect, zero defect, zero defect is a management tool. Zero defect is a management tool. Zero defect is a management tool aimed at aimed at aimed at the reduction of defects. Zero defect is a management tool aimed at the reduction of defects through prevention, through prevention, through prevention, full stop, through prevention, full stop. It is directed it is directed at motivating people to prevent mistakes, to prevent mistakes by developing a constant by developing a constant conscious conscious desire 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 to do their job to do their job to do their job to do their job right right the first time, to do their job right the first time, to do their job right the first time. So what is meaning of this? To do their job the first time. So sometimes if any product found, then the rework will be performed on that particular product. Okay, rework will be performed that on that particular product, and the extra cost will be added up in the process. So the job should be done by the worker right at the first time only, to reduce the rework uh, time or the rework money also. Okay, so to do their job the first time, full stop. Then zero defect management, zero defect management, zero defect management is a revolutionary idea, is a revolutionary idea, is a revolutionary idea revolutionary idea which managed managed to completely redesign to completely redesign to completely redesign the production philosophies the production philosophies of era the production philosophies of era the production philosophies of era. Full stop. Next line. What is zero defect? So you can give heading or you can continue with the same approach. The approach of zero defect, the approach of zero defect is such that the approach of zero defect is such that the approach of zero defect is such that workers willingly join workers willingly join in quality control in quality control in quality control. Full stop. Therefore they are made to think therefore they are made to think therefore they are made to think and and believe that that made to think and believe that responsibility of controlling the quality responsibility of controlling the quality responsibility of controlling the quality is of workers. Full stop. The approach of this system the approach of this system is to motivate is to motivate for is to motivate for gaining of zero defect is to motivate for gaining of zero defect is to motivate for gaining of zero defect. Full stop. Steps steps for zero defect steps for zero defect. Next heading you can give steps for implementation of zero defect or steps of this system are are first one. Workers find the defects worker finds the defects workers find the defects during production during production during production and work for and work for and work for and work for avoiding or removing the defects and work for avoiding or removing the defects. Full stop. Second step, workers accept the challenge workers accept the challenge of his work worker accept the challenge of his work, full stop. Third one, workers inspect the product workers inspect the product with preservance with preservance and care with preservance and care. Last one, workers are getting better motivation workers are getting better motivation. The next one, benefits of zero defect benefits of zero defects benefits of zero defect. First one, team moral benefit. Team moral will get increase. Team moral will get increase. Team moral will get increase. Second one, reputation with reputation with customers. Third one, eliminates hidden costs. Eliminates hidden costs. Eliminates hidden costs. Eliminates hidden costs. The next one, waste reduction. Waste reduction. Waste reduction. Next one, higher customer satisfaction. Higher customer satisfaction. Higher customer satisfaction. Next, improved customer loyalty. Improved customer loyalty. Improved customer loyalty. Next one, leads to better cells, leads to better cells, and the last one, higher profits. Last one, higher profits. So these are the benefits of zero defects. Next one, limitations of zero defects. Limitations of zero defects. Limitations of zero defects. First one, ZD is alleged. ZD is alleged to be none. ZD is alleged to be a none dash a non-achievable goal. ZD is alleged to be a non-achievable goal by many by many experts by many experts. Full stop. Realistically, having 0% defect, having 0% defect having 0% defect is somewhat ridiculous. Is somewhat ridiculous as according to some experts. As according to some experts. Full stop. Next one. If ZD, that is zero defect, is implemented, if zero defect is implemented without sufficient preparation, without sufficient preparation and plans, it can even cause it can even cause defect. It can even cause defect. It can even cause defect because of the extra stages of increasingly because of the extra stages of increasingly rigorous and expensive inspections because of the extra stages of increasingly rigorous and expensive inspection and and handling of the product and handling of the product and handling of the product. Full stop. So these are the limitations. Future research. The last point, future research. Future research. The scope of future research. The scope of future research. The scope of future research is very much here. The scope of future research is very much here in this topic. In this topic, as the ZD concept, that is zero defect concept, didn't meet with its destiny. As the ZD concept didn't meet with its destiny. Full stop. Next one. This paper suggested a possible model. This paper suggested a possible model. This paper suggested a possible model, but but it was based only but it was based only a theoretical framework. A theoretical framework. Full stop. Next one. The exact viability the exact viability of the model the exact viability of the model can be evaluated can be evaluated with real life with real life implementation with real life implementation experience with real life implementation experience. Okay, so this is about the zero defect. Is there any question, any doubt about this point? Is there any question, any doubt? Okay, we'll stop here. Please put your roll number in the chat box and you can leave. Everyone, just put up your roll number in the chat box and you can leave. I'm going to stop the presentation.